5 senators from both parties negotiated a deal to end the 3-day government shutdown. They approved a short-term spending bill that will keep the government running for 2.5 weeks. A majority of Democrats voted for the legislation after Republicans agreed to bring a bill to the floor addressing the Dreamers. They are young people brought to the U.S. illegally as children. Now, the government shutdown, as short as it was, still rippled through our area. Local 12's Jeff Hirsch joins us now live from Covington, home of one of the area's largest government employers. Hi, Jeff.
Well, good evening. Not a lot of people went through the gates behind me into the IRS in Covington. Assuming the House goes along with the Senate, the government shutdown will end, and presumably it could end as soon as tomorrow. So we may have people coming back here. But, you know, if you work for the government on the Kentucky side or the Ohio side of the river, you never know because it can be unpredictable. The streetcar was back downtown this morning after a maintenance-related shutdown all weekend. But the government shutdown was still on, impacting some who came downtown to the federal building.
I was coming to pick up my Social Security card, but she had told me that they was shut down due to Congress trying to come to a decision.
Across the river in Covington, a different bell. Over streets that looked like a ghost town and a huge government facility which was pretty dead as well.
What's the parking lot look like over there?
There's nothing there.
The Internal Revenue Service is across the street and also above Nick and Tony's Cafe.
See you later, Grinch.
Usually the restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Today, just lunch.
Today we have tortilla and we have chili.
Nick and Tony's was empty too. There are nearly 4,000 IRS employees nearby who are potential customers, but today, with most on furlough, there were only a handful.
So you're the only ones in your department? If everybody was working right now, the dining room would be full. We'd have a longer line waiting. Of course, I'd have more employees here because I did send home about 4 employees today.
One of those who stayed was Monica Johnson. As Congress debated in Washington,
I've been having conversations with the Republican leader over the weekend.
Monica Johnson worried in Covington about her cash flow.
I got electric bill due Friday, rent due next Friday, and it's a trickle-down effect. I don't work for the government, but I depend on the government employees. And the last time in 2013, we were closed for 16 days. I worked here then, lost about 80% of my income.
This afternoon, the Senate okayed a short-term deal to keep the government open for 3 more weeks. At Nick and Tony's, they want a longer solution.
They need to come together, and everybody needs to give up something so we can reach a main goal.
I'll give you some menus. You send some people over.
At least they had a sense of humor about it. Of course, this stopgap measure only goes till February 8th, so yes, they should be back in full meal service tomorrow here, but you know, who knows what's going to happen in a few weeks. Live in Covington, Jeff Hirsch, Local 12 News, back to you.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Many other government agencies were open today. Several people at the federal building said they had no problems getting the services they requested.